The following video is part of a 50-hour Udemy's top-rated digital marketing course. If you want to watch the whole thing, I'll put a link in the description. Enjoy. Hey everybody, how you doing? I'm so excited. We are covering a new subject, which is going to be really important. And this is all about 2025. So this is a brand new course, brand new section, and we're going to get started right away. So CRO, you will see a lot of stuff about websites. You will see website designs, but if you want to get people to buy something or put their information in so they become a lead, then we can call them. Overall, we want to sell them something, right? Like that's how you make money, sales. But here you want to get people's information and a sales guy calls or sells, or you have an e-commerce store and that's how you make a sale. So either way, there's a sale going on, but your website will do the selling. That is the conversion rate optimization. So we want to optimize our conversion rates, meaning how many people visit our website and how many people buy. If 100 people visit my website and only one person buys, my conversion rate is 1%. And we're going to cover the industry averages for each section, but now it is not the time. We're going to get into the nitty-gritties later in this course. So what is conversion rate optimization? We covered briefly, but it's a process of enhancing your website or landing page. It doesn't have to be a website. It could be just one page that I'm going to cover in a bit. Then it's the goal, and we want to put a lot of important and critical elements to increase the percentage of visitors completing a desired action. As I said, you either want to have purchase or leads, but sometimes you want to get them to watch a video. For instance, if you have ClickFunnels, if you played around with ClickFunnels, which I'm going to cover later on in this section as well, but they have great sections where you can you have to watch a video. So the goal in that case will be watching a video. And then once they finish watching the video, what happens now? Then your offer comes up. So that's how you structure it, right? You don't necessarily have to do that, but that is one way how ClickFunnels work. You can set up they watch a free training, and towards the 10 minutes mark, there is an offer popping up on the screen. So that is why sometimes the goal will be getting them to watch a video. Then joining a webinar, applying for a position for recruiters. It could be anything, but we want to design our website or landing page to get them to take that desired action. And we either have a website or a landing page. We cannot have anything else. If we exist online, maybe we can have just a social media profile, but then the information will not be ours. So that will be our hosting. So if you have a domain, if you have a CMS that you're using, nobody can block you. Like we saw that happening, right? They banned Andrew Tate's content like 4 years ago or something, and he couldn't use any Instagram, any Facebook. But if you have your own servers, or the server is a little extreme, you don't have to have your own service, because still Shopify can ban you, but it is really rare. And a certain platform, Facebook might ban you, Instagram might ban you, but once you have your own domain, nobody can ban you guys. That's the importance of having a website or a landing page. So that's your property basically. And a landing page, what are the differences? So the landing page, we're going to cover the details in a bit, but the main goal of a landing page is to get people to take one action, and one action only. I don't want them to discover my website. I don't want them to do anything else. I want them to take one specific action. And we're going to cover why it is good for, but it is a purchase or a lead gen or watch a video, sign up. I want them to take one action. That's why I build this landing page. Otherwise, I would have a website, right? I would have a lot of options. People can navigate. They jump from this page to collection page to that page to about us page, contact us page. I could have built something like that as well. But the reason I build a landing page is I want them to go there for a specific reason. And that is the differences that we're going to cover in this section. And I will see you in the next one to get really nitty-gritty. All right. Alrighty, guys. Why do we build landing pages? That's a good question. So the purpose, again, as I covered, we want to have a single focus. If you have a navigation bar at the top, you don't have a single focus. People are distracted. And let's say you want to use landing pages if you're running ads for search engine optimization purposes, landing pages are terrible because Google Search Console needs some sitemaps and needs some, a structure of the website. And with this, you won't be able to have that with just one landing page. But if you're running advertisement, like in this course, that main focus was advertisement, as we covered SEO as well. But the goal, if the goal is get them to convert, and you're not gonna do search engine optimization, landing page is your way to go. And of course, if you have e-commerce, that's a different story, but we're gonna cover that. So the single purpose, we want them to take action from an advertising source, or it could be from an organic source as well, but it should not be an SEO goal. Like if your whole strength is search engine optimization, you don't want to have a single landing page. So conversion optimization and landing pages are going to have a higher conversion rate compared to the same exact thing, but it is in a website, meaning they can navigate from one page to the other page. They have a lot of different call to actions on the page. There's a pop-up. They will get confused and your conversion rate will drop. And the content and design, guys, that's why I like landing pages. They're really simple. And I will show you a couple of websites that you can, of course, they are as expensive as a Shopify site, a WordPress site, but they have already built landing page templates, so you don't have to think about, oh, what should I do, how should I, it's not like drawing a picture from the ground up. They already have hundreds of templates and you just pick one. You will say, look, okay, I will just change the image here, change the text here, and watch my copywriting section in this course, and you will be good to go, guys. Like, you'll literally maximum spend 2 hours on it, like 1 day max. If you want a whole website, you will spend weeks, months maybe, guys. Like, some big websites take a year to write all the blog content and publish it once. And it will be targeted content. So if your landing page is highly targeted towards a specific audience, you can actually build and duplicate the existing landing page and run ads to it for different audiences. Let's say I am building a couple of landing pages, 5 of them, and I offer cleaning services, right? I built a room cleaning landing page, like the headline is room cleaning, everything is room cleaning there. And I am using that landing page for the ads, for the keywords on Google search ads, for room cleaning keywords, right? So if they click on room cleaning ads, they will go to the dedicated landing page. If they search for house cleaning, for instance, say I'm using exact match or phrase match, they will go to the house cleaning landing page. What did I do? I just duplicated some of the words, some of the images. Like you can have 5 to 10 or to sometimes 20 different landing pages with small changes in the headlines. So you can use those landing pages specifically for the audience you're targeting. Let's say you're targeting moms on one landing page and with one product, let's say vegan cookbook, right? And then you're targeting fitness enthusiasts. And you can go to Facebook ads and target mothers only, and then with women over 30 and mothers only, and then you put that landing page that says, mothers, attention, this vegan cookbook, blah, blah, blah. And you can build a landing page specifically for fitness enthusiasts. Fitness enthusiasts, attention, this vegan cookbook has high protein, and then show your ads to those, target ads to those people with that landing page. So your targeted content is going to be hyper specific, and you're going to convert a lot more people. Compare that to a one random website that speaks to everyone, right? That is not going to be so powerful if you have a website and try to gain all of the attention. But of course, if you have an e-commerce store and thousands of products in it, it is not going to be easy to create different specific targets for each of the target audience you have for every product. It is almost impossible. This is for mainly lead generation. So why do we build landing pages? Why? The usage is like, it is specifically for paid advertising and sometimes social media marketing. Mainly they come from Facebook, organic, Instagram, organic, TikTok, organic, right? And tracking is super easy with those landing pages. Super, super easy. And as again, if you are a advertisement specialist or you watch this course and you decided, you know what, Jim, I like everything, but I'm gonna go with ads, and landing pages they're amazing. And limited navigation. The goal is to remove all of the navigation at the top, at the bottom. They cannot play around. So they only have one page, and they either convert or they don't. And you might be saying, Jim, if they don't see about us, if you don't see if you don't see learn more about the team, so on and so forth. They have those sections under certain websites. They talk about, as a default, they can click, see the address, and then yes, but you will put all of those information on your landing page anyway. So they will see that on one landing page without going to somewhere else, and you will place strategic call to action buttons. So that is the power of it. And why do we build a website? So that's a good question as well. So the purpose is we want to have comprehensive information, which comes to similar to the point that we just covered. And about the company, its products, services, not amazing for ads, but usually if you have an amazing website and your landing pages are already okay, you don't necessarily have to build a landing page. You can just go with the client's website. And I usually see people struggle with that. So they sign a client running their ads, right? They already have a website. They say, oh, I already have a website. I paid thousands of dollars to build this website. But it looks good, but looking good doesn't necessarily mean it is going to convert well. If I look at a landing page or a website, I can tell in 10 seconds if this website is going to convert well or it is going to fail. And every time I'm right, because there's simple basic, not because I'm a genius or anything, because I know the simple human psychology. I know proven techniques that works on landing pages. You don't have to be a genius. Once you know it, you will get to that point as well. But it doesn't take you to be a genius to understand a website that looks amazingly elegant, but it doesn't have a call to action button and it doesn't appear on the above the fold, and it's not going to convert. It's not hard to say that. Let's move on. So let's learn. And engagement and exploration. So this aims people to encourage to walk around the website basically. So they go to a collection page, they go back to the product page, they go to new arrivals, they go to sales pages. For e-commerce sites, it is mainly like that, right? You rarely see an e-commerce site building a landing page specifically for one product, right? And usually designs are a little bit more complex, multiple pages, layers of content, there's blogs, there's everything. And it is great for SEO guys. So you have bunch of broad range of content. Again, men's apparel, belts, t-shirts, pants, jackets, denim, new to sale, summer, fall, all the seasons. You have pages of content, and it takes time for you to build a website. But again, it will be evergreen and it's good for brand awareness purposes. So this will be the storefront of your business, right? It is not a salesman, but it is your awareness. Think about that. So your landing page will be your digital salesman. Landing page will sell on behalf of you, but a website will be your storefront. It's your business. It's not the salesman. It is not chasing the person, but it is what people see when they walk into you, right? It is basically the brand, the awareness. And they have the full navigation, right? As I covered, a bunch of different options, and you can get to choose everything. So these are the core differences, and we're gonna cover the other sections. For instance, when do we use the landing page? When do we use an e-commerce? Let's continue. So for e-commerce specifically, if you have more than 10 products, you're better off with using a website and normal product pages. We're going to cover a long form product page and a short form classic product page, but it is good to know. So if your sales conversion rate is above 2%, meaning how many people visit, 100 people visits your page, and you convert 2 of them, you have a 2% conversion rate. It's basically simple math, and Shopify tells you that right away in your analytics section. And if you are above already 2% conversion rate, keep using your classic e-commerce Shopify. You don't have to build specific landing pages, just use the classic product pages. You already have those product pages once you upload a product, right? And if you're selling low price items, what is a low price item? Below $100 to $200, right? It is not a super high tech electronic Apple or something, right? Below 200, and you can go with classic product pages. For e-commerce, basically, if you fall into those categories, go ahead, use it. For lead generation, landing pages are always better. It's almost proven, guys. I've tested this a lot. And you can build more pages for more offers. Again, it doesn't have to be you build one landing page that's end all be all and you can't change it. You can test it a lot more. But with the website, you cannot change that as much because it's basically your branding, right? And for lead generation landing pages, it is not that, and converts at a higher rate. So what is a good aim? You want to aim at around 10%. It's not going to be 10% all the time. I've seen 50% really outrageous landing pages, but with 50%, you don't get, that means you don't get much traffic. Don't think about you're like some conversion rate genius, right? The more traffic you get, the less conversion rate you're gonna have, basically. If you have 10,000 people visiting every single day, I bet your lead generation conversion rate is not gonna be higher than 20%. It's impossible, basic, simple math. There's awareness stages of your audiences. And the more broader you get, the more you spend, the more less aware people are going to be. Hope you're getting it, guys. And a classic landing page for a lead generation, 10%, it's a good rate. If you're below 5% though, there should be alarm bells ringing. 5 to 10 depends on your margins. Again, if you're selling a really low ticket product on the phone after you get that lead, and maybe you have really low margins, you're selling the leads to someone, it is not gonna cut it. But if you have really high margins, maybe 5 to 10% conversion rate, still is good for you, then go ahead with it. Like that's perfectly fine. But again, since you're using this, you're probably gonna get those leads from a traffic source. It could be Facebook ads, Google ads. Watch out for your cost per click and cost per 1,000 impressions. If those are so high, you're not gonna get away with 5 to 10% conversion rates. And also the biggest benefit of this is users will be less confused and they will take action way easier, way faster. And also depending on your goal, what is your goal? If your goal, as we covered, sales, leads, or watching a video, then you're gonna get them to become a lead. Your goal should always, and you wanna always use a landing page. Aside from the e-commerce side, we covered those sections. Aside from this, if you have more than 10 products, your conversion rate is about 2%, and you're selling products below $200, right? Not expensive. And if you are not in those sections, not in those categories, and you want to generate leads and sales, always go with a landing page. And the product pages on Shopify can be a landing page as well, so you get them to land there. But that goes into two categories, classic product page and a long-form product page we will cover. If your goal is to build awareness and drive traffic, use a website, even if you drive lead generation. But again, your goal is awareness in this second setting. So if your goal is leads, build a landing page, drive people there. But if your goal is awareness and just traffic, you don't expect them to buy, you can drive them to your website. So it's basically building awareness. People getting used to your brand tone, brand color, see what you have to offer. That's it, right? And then you want to work on SEO, build a website, not landing page. Google doesn't like landing pages, guys. They don't like it. They have to trust the website, see the network of the website, how many backlinks do you have in between your pages, how many, and the domain authority has to be there, and like a lot of factors. And the sitemap has to be complex, but in structure, that is important. And there's a lot of factors goes into this. Why you want a website instead of a landing page if you want to do SEO on your website, on your landing page. Hope this is clear, guys. I will see you in the next section. It is quite hot, so I took off my jacket. Hope you excuse me. All right, landing page patterns. What are those patterns? So there are a couple of psychological patterns, and they tested these patterns with a lot of people, and they watched where do they look first on a landing page and what strategies people follow. And once we have that data, since we have that data, we started to build those landing pages. So if you see those landing pages usually are following the same structure, there's a reason behind that. And so these patterns actually refer to a common layout, strategies, and they guide visitors. Basically, you come here, first see this, then this, then this, then this, and then take action. So basically, that's the reason why. But they did a lot of research and tested and organized over and over years, and that's why we know they're effective and most people use them, right? So the first one is F pattern. So once people land on your site, they first look at this point of the landing page, right? And then they look at here, and then they look at here, 4 and 4, and then here they usually have a call to action. So its F pattern is based on a neutral reading pattern. On the Western cultures though, so let's say if you're advertising on China, it is not typically a common page structure, so you don't want to build on an F pattern basis. We're going to look at some examples as well. But Western cultures, they usually scan websites on an either F pattern or an E pattern. So this is an F pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. So usually a headline and maybe a sub headline there, or maybe an image headline or headline image. So it depends, and then you have a call to action there. And the most important call to action usually stays on the either along the top or the left side of the page, usually on the 3 or over here. And what type of websites usually use this pattern, you might ask? Usually blogging sites, news media, e-commerce, product listings, educational platforms, they usually use this F pattern. And we have a Z pattern. So as we covered, this is a more Western culture thing. And we have a Z pattern. And again, Facebook uses this as well. So it doesn't mean that you cannot use Z pattern if you're advertising on United Kingdom or United States, so on and so forth. And if you have a really simple landing page, you can use Z pattern. And they start with from 1. Again, we started with from 1 on the F pattern. And then we go to the login page, a call to action, and then an image usually we have. And then the 4th one is also a call to action. So usually information, call to action, or image call to action. Depends how you structure it. It doesn't have to be like that. So from the top left, diagonal bottom and left and across the bottom. So usually event promotions, if you go to Eventbrite, you will see this pattern, Facebook like this. And from like it is usually benefit driven and short landing pages. So if you have a really expensive product and you have a bunch of information, long form landing page, you don't use a Z pattern. And we have a single column layout. This is really common for old school copywriters. And they have a big headline. If you build with ClickFunnels, a lot of people using ClickFunnels go with this structure and straightforward. And if you're a copywriter, you want to use this pattern to get people to focus on the text itself. And they want to, of course, use their strengths. So they're good with copies and everything. Or a lot of people using for simple signups, as you can see, one example, simple signup, and mobile app landing pages on a mobile app you land on, and they're usually simple, streamlined conversion process. And let's move on. We have an above the fold, guys. Above the fold, that comes from so we have an A4. Let's say this is a newspaper article, right? And this is a newspaper actually. So I'll open the newspaper and I do this. This is above the fold. This is below the fold. So it depends where I fold this paper. So if I fold this paper and my headline and the video is below the fold, you're not using above the fold. So if your offer and the video content is above the fold, you're basically using that means above the fold. But you might be asking, Jim, how does this translate to a digital website or landing page? It exactly does the same thing. Once you load the page, you don't have to scroll down to see the call to action, to see the video or the headline. If I have to scroll down to see the offer or the call to action, that is not an above the fold landing page. Hope you're getting this. And VSLs are commonly used that way on the above the fold. And marketing campaigns, promotional landing pages, they usually use this style above the fold. This is not a pattern, but this is more of a landing page concept that you need to know. And fourthly, we have minimalistic designs, which I'm not a huge fan of, guys. The reason being is everybody wants to do a minimalist design and charge thousands of dollars for their drop shipping rings, but it is not that simple. If one simplistic minimalistic design on a website could do that, everybody will be millionaires selling fake diamonds from Alibaba or AliExpress. Unfortunately, that doesn't work that way. Yes, it will give you a more high-end look, luxury brand if you're selling a high-end ring, engagement ring, so on and so forth, maybe wedding dresses. Yes, that does help you, but keep in mind how you advertise, how you position yourself, what is your offer, how quality your customer interactions are, how long have you been advertising with the correct message are more important. But since we're talking about website and landing pages, yes, we have a minimalistic design, usually a white toned background. And if you use those with a lot of less distractions, one call to action, not a lot of things going on, stylish branding, you can see a simple website, couple of call to actions, small, usually the subtext or the texts are small fonts, and you have a lot of high quality photography, white background or tones of white background, and focusing on cleanliness of the website. You can use that format as well. That is a proven format again, but not my favorite because it requires a lot more efforts on other sites, just not on the website. So hope you got the core patterns that you can use, but you don't think like, oh, you know what, I have to use F pattern. I'm gonna show my ads on United States. Yes, but don't fixate too much. Like if your video doesn't fit on a certain CMS that you're using, let's say you're using WordPress, if your website cannot be structured that way and you're custom building it, don't stress too much. These are just common patterns that you can try to follow, but if you cannot follow one and you have not the video on the left and people see the right side first, and you, let's say, installed Microsoft Clarity, which is you can see how people navigate with their mouses and stuff. If you cannot track it, don't go crazy. That's fine. And or people just see the whatever text is on the top right hand side, then left side. Don't go crazy. That happens, and it is not something that you need to fixate on. We'll cover more important things in a bit. Landing pages for lead generation, guys. This is really important, bread and butter of building landing pages actually. So the whole goal, if you're building a landing page to get people's information, is to get them to fill up a form. That's as simple as that, right? It could be a form, it could be maybe you just want their name and phone number, or name and email. That's it. That's the only thing we need when we're doing a landing page for a lead generation. So usually what people do is a big mistake. Don't have more than one call to action, guys. So a lot of people do, let's say they have a form there, or they have two buttons next to each other, and one of them says book a call, the other one says discover how we XYZ, the third one says something. We usually see that as a low performing landing page, and with more than two call to actions next to each other, I never see that perform really well. So you want to have one above the fold form that we're going to cover in a bit, and no more than, like, you want to have more than one button, but if your landing page is long, but you want to place that button that takes people to the same place, right? So you're going to ask people to take one action, but you can have multiple buttons on the page. Let's cover what are the important elements on a landing page for lead generation. So the first, we're going to start with the most important, the headline and the offer. It is the end all be all, guys. You can get away with a lot of stuff with an amazing offer and a good headline. You're going to have like 20 and above conversion rates if you nail this. And you want to have the form above the fold. So what do I mean by this? A lot of people, as we covered on the minimalistic design section, people want to look fancy. But if you have the form above the fold, that makes it super simple for users to put their information in. If they have to scroll all the way down from your minimalistic and rich looking website, and half of the traffic that you paid for bounce off just because it is hard to navigate, you're losing half of the money that you could have made, all right? The third one, call to action, CTA. So the button that you put and the action that you want people to take. And the fourth one is social proof. Is really, really important. We are social animals. We follow what other people do. The next one is benefits. I'm not talking about features. I'm talking about benefits. Because with the benefits, guys, you want to turn features into benefits, because feature people cannot visualize what they can do with it, right? You're talking about this 2-meter, reception, blah, blah. Doesn't make any sense. So you can say, put your camera here, run 5 seconds, and you'll be 2 meters away from your microphone. You'll be still able to record it, right? Visual proof. A lot of people miss this part. It is important. VSL, not so important. You don't have to have a VSL, but some people do. And timeline. Timeline is huge. A lot of people miss that as well. Let's start one by one. Buckle your seatbelt, guys. So the offer is more important than anything on your landing page. Make sure you state the offer in your headline. You don't have to have, when Alex Hormozy came up with the offer book years ago, now everybody is just claiming crazy offers. But the problem with that is not a lot of people can fulfill those offers and they're not believable. That's why we want to have visual proof, social proof, benefits, and timeline. So it makes it, okay, I'm going to get this at this time. I'm going to expect a call at this time. Then I will be able to achieve my goal at the end of 5 months or so. Like, you want to make it clear and show other people who achieved it with your way of doing things. That's what we want to do. And case study, with one word change, I tripled a client's conversion rate of the client was a neuropath and in like a small area. So neuropath is they change their diets based on their blood work and so on and so forth with some, they use some sort of, vegetarian food, or they can eat meat, I guess, but I'm not 100% sure what they basically do, how they fix it. But it's like, I would say, Western medicine. Not Western medicine, it's more of an Eastern medicine, I would say. So basically they do that stuff, right? And our headline, we only changed one word to speak, and we were running ads basically. Our conversion rate was below 2%. We changed one word that was speaking to the audience. The offer was the same. We just changed one word, which was a more powerful, a power word. We're going to cover on the copyright section. Just go watch the power words. They're really, really important. And that tripled our conversion rate. We just went up to 6% right away. And let's take a look at some good headlines. What a good headline looks like. Sell like crazy. Let's see Sell like crazy's headline. This is Sabri Subi. I like this guy. He's a good marketer basically. So I have to mute this. All right. Advertising madman's confessional bombshell. So you're automatically intrigued what this guy has to say, but a lot of people read this first. So why is this Shark Tank investor giving away his $7.8 billion client getting unicorn funnel in his controversial best-selling book? So it is curiosity invoking. So I have a rule of writing headlines. And if you've watched my copywriting section of this course, you know I talk a lot about headlines and why they're the most important thing when it comes to writing copy. And he's using that curiosity, self-interest, and news element. He's incorporating that all in this book. So it is a great headline, and he's giving away this amazing thing. And he's a credible guy, because Shark Tank investor giving away his 7.8 billion. This is a little bit, too much. And he probably calculates all the ad spent. He ran all of his for clients. Unicorn Funnels is controversial best-selling book. And let's read this. Shark Tank investor agrees to give away 10,000 copies of his #1 best-selling book just to prove his secret selling system works. So that's a great headline. And we go down, we have the VSL, video sales letter. Not actually he's speaking, but it is a advertising type of VSL, and we have a call to action. This is basically above the fold. I don't have to scroll down to see the call to action, and we have some other elements next to it. There's a pretty smart way to do it. So I don't have to scroll down to see social proof. I already see social proof above the fold. So that's a great above the fold headline and ads. So let's see this actually. That's a great headline as well. So you can see they built a specific landing page. If they have LP, the row house, if they have LP, they basically, this is not their original website. They built this specifically to run ads, and I found this on Google advertising anyway. So first class free. I mean, super simple, classy headline. You don't have to put anything above the fold form. You can see I don't have to scroll anywhere, and it's more of a Z pattern, as we covered: headline, image, text, the body text, and a CTA. It's a Z pattern, or it could be F pattern. I think it's a Z pattern here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's how I look at it. First class free. That's simple as it gets. And are there things that they could improve? Yeah, no social proof at all. I don't know where this place is. You'll be somewhere crew, your location. Okay, there's a location here. You can choose the location. That's good. But this yellow is hard to read. I will change that. I will put a lot of social proof here and who these guys are. They look scammy, right? Like you don't have anything else. You wouldn't really trust them to put your information here. And you have these privacy notice, and I can just click there and go to different pages, which I would delete those as well. So maybe that is a law in California. I'm not really sure. In Google Ads, if you are using Google Shopping Ads, you have to put your privacy policy, so on and so forth, on your landing page. Let's move on, guys. Spotify. Let's look at Spotify. It's a great offer. So basically, they don't have to tell you anything crazy. They're just showing you a great offer. That's a good headline. And that's why headlines are the most important thing. The first thing you read. Listen without limits. Cool, no limits. Try 1 month of premium individual for $0. Look at this. Look at this. You don't have to pay for anything. Spotify, they are so well known, the biggest in the game, but they're still offering a great offer, basically, right? Free for fun 1 month. You can cancel anytime. Bam, listen to all of the music for free. You're probably gonna have some ads, but pretty good. And you get started here. That is a good headline. Let's look at the other one. Go Noto. Interesting one. Your roadmap for improving fleet safety. So that is a really niche project. You have to have fleets. Fleets is like a group of cars and so on and so forth. So it is basically an ebook. So you download the ebook, go down above the fold ebook, so you don't have to scroll down to see anything. You just put the information here. You see bullet points, but bullet points, you can see what they cover. That's really good. Your roadmap for improving safety. That is good, but I would put something for free, but it's a clear ebook. You can see it is written. It's an ebook, but I would say this free ebook gives you I think that will be the headline, and this should be your sub headline. But it's a okay headline. I can see this. If you're running ads to this converts about 10%. Let's go back. Let's look at the other one. Port side cleaning. Let's take a look. End of lease cleaning, 100% money back guarantee. Look at this, guys. Super simple. We have a video in the back. I usually don't like video background landing pages or websites. Look at this, guys. Look at this. I cannot navigate anywhere else on this page. That's perfect. They built this strategically just for this landing page offer, right? So you can see end of lease cleaning, Google 5-star reviews, and 100% money back guarantee. So they didn't use any extra copywriting techniques. They just have a good offer, 100% bond back guarantee. So the bond, if you don't know how that works, is if you're living in a rental place and you go out and you didn't clean properly, and then they don't give you a bond back. So once you move into a new apartment, you have to give a bond, which is usually a couple of months rent. That you give it, they keep it for security. If it is clean, they'll give the money back. So that's what they do here, and that's pretty good. But they're not using a high, what's it called, above the fold form, but that is fine. Some people have good conversion rates with a button in and of itself. Get a free code, and it takes me to down here. That's pretty good, but a little bit confusing. I would make this a little bit bigger, but you can see different options: steam cleaning, home cleaning, and I say next step. A couple of different steps. They built like an interactive funnel here. Not bad at all. A good headline. Let's look at this. Dialmover.com.au residential removalist. It's pretty good. Look at this. Above the fold form, there's a good photo. People, family, moving. They're happy. Amazing picture. You see the social proof here. Experience stress-free moving with Melbourne's best removal. So they are underlining a big pain here, stress while moving. So they're saying move stress-free. You don't have to get stressed. We're the best removalist. Get a hassle-free move. That's cool. You have this thing here. And if you want to call with removalist, it is important. You want to have 2 call to actions. That is a really unique case, guys. With removalist or house cleaning or like a service-based business that you need to talk to someone, because let's say you got locked out of your home and you're going to call a locksmith. You don't put your information in and wait for like a couple of hours. You need them now, so you call them. That's why having a call click button is important. But again, that's good. I cannot click these. I can't get distracted. The only things I can get distracted with is the form or the call button. That is really good. Good job, guys. All right, so you get the idea, and these are the most important things when it comes to the headline. Let's move on to the next part. We see above the fold form. You know why this is so important? You don't have to scroll down to put your information. People like simplicity. So it gets its name from newspaper, as we covered. I showed you how it is so important, and it focuses on placing the most important part on the call to act and the call to action up front before users need to scroll. So most people, when they land on your website, even though your ad is amazing, they will have a couple of seconds. If they're going to read the headline, let's say they read the headline, they're interested, but they have to roll all the way down. They're busy, mom's yelling in the background, their wife is calling them, so they will just, okay, I will look at it later, and they just close the tab. So you don't want that to happen. What we want is, yeah, I will just put my information in, it's right there. You don't want them to scroll down. That's what we want. So that's why it is so important, and it improves your conversion rates significantly. Some people, there are two ways people do, but I love above the fold form that improves conversion rates more. And the other example was the one that we just looked at, right? Not this one, not this one. So some people do this. They have a above the fold, not form, but a call to action button. They click, and this drags people to a form. And this doesn't look good as a form. So I cannot really grasp right away if, oh, it's a form and I put my information here. I can't say that. So because it's such a thin place, I would just put it in bold, make it big so people can't skip it, right? That's the goal here. Let's look at some good examples. Shout Digital, it's a digital marketing agency. Melbourne's SEO agency. So the headline could be better. Maybe some offer, 2 months free, 1 month free. If you don't rank you in the first position in this many months, something. And it could be good, but what we are looking at is not the headline here. We're looking at above the fold form, clearly visible, amazing next to the image. Bam, turn websites into traffic magnets. You put your information in, bam, let's start growing. That's the best use of an above the fold form. Let's look at the second example, SEOimpressive.com.au. We have the Melbourne SEO agency you need for impressive results. Little word game here, role play, and there's a lot of case studies they put here, and that is good. So there's some issue with this, guys. You cannot see this field kind of blends in. I will make the place where I need to put my information a little bit bolder, but still good. Above the fold form is right then and there. I don't have to scroll down to access anything, right? So if I click on here, it will pop up, or if you get them to do something, this, once you click, they will get you to up here. They will drag you to up this form. You can do both, get a pop-up or do this strategy. But that is a really good above the fold form. Are we done? Not yet. Now we are at call to action. Call to action, it's called CTA. CTA, call to action. So if you cannot place the form above the fold, like the form that we covered, you need to have the CTA above the fold. So these are two important things. So we know they already have the form here, so they don't have to have a CTA. But of course, for the form, you need to have a call to action. But if you cannot have a form, let's say, doesn't look good, maybe there's a reason, maybe your boss or the client doesn't like the form at the top, you at least want to have a call to action at the top, like these guys. So once I click, it takes me to the form. Or once I click, there's a pop-up, right? The get a free code. For instance, it drags me up, get a free code, drags me up, get a free code, drags me up. So with every column, there's a call to action. That is so important as well, which we're going to cover now. With every scroll, you need to place another call to action, which is not going to take time to something different, which is not going to say something different. We just want to make it easy for the prospect to stay and access the lead generation part of our website. Because let's go back. I go down. Okay, I'm thinking about, you know, inquiring, but I'm not sure. I just want to read more about the business. Can I trust these guys, right? So let's imagine they only have this call to action. Let's just imagine they don't have this call to action, this. So I go down. Okay, good. I decided our service is cool. They do this as well. Now I decide to book a call or put my information in. And I cannot see the call to action. Fuck, where's the call to action? I go up all the way, right? You don't want that to happen. Every place you're assuming the decision might have changed and they need to contact you. So you're making it, yes, it doesn't look so clean. You might be saying, Jim, I already put it here. Why do I put it there? Guys, it is not about aesthetic. It is a proven thing. You want to place the call to action on as many places as possible. But of course, with every scroll. Here, I scroll one more so you can see. One more scroll, I see one more. So maybe this is excessive. Like I already have it in the same scroll. I don't want to put the same thing under the same scroll. But with every scroll, you want to have a call to action. See, there's one call to action. Scroll, one call to action. Scroll, one call to action. So that's the game. You want to make it as appealing as, not appealing, sorry, as convenient as possible for the user. So that's really important. Let's look at Sabri Subi's example. I'm going to give a bunch of examples for his landing page because this landing page converts like crazy, guys. And he's a good copywriter as well. So we have one call to action here. So what we're going to do, we're going to go down. And because this landing page is such a long form landing page, but as we go down, he's going to place a lot more call to action. So we go down, scroll down, we're slowly going down. So there's some copy. Maybe he would have put one more here. I would like that. So we go down, a long form copy, one more call to action. We go down, some social proof, some copy, some more social proof. I would have put one more call to action here, some social proof, some more social proof, another call to action. We go down, social proof, copy, another call to action. And they go to the same place. Like they get you to the information. Like it is a free book basically, but another call to action. You go down, another call to action. You go down, another call to action. You go down. So I'm still scrolling down, guys. They're like videos, demonstration style, which we're going to cover. Another call to action. We go down, another call to action. Go down, another call to action. Another call to action. So we already passed by like 12 or 11 call to actions, guys. It's crazy. Another call to action. We go down, another one. All right, so we've probably seen 15 to 20 different call to actions and on this page, which is crazy, right? So we know the importance of call to actions. I assume you know it. So in this case, as the example, we finally fix your email plus calendar. Cool, they don't have a form above the fold, but they have a button. And you don't want to put two buttons, right? Again, that is a really unique case with service-based businesses such as cleaning, smith, locksmith. Like it is an urgent something, right? You don't want to wait to call back from them. But for SEO, for lead generation, for real estate, you don't necessarily need to put a phone number in your website, right? If you put just one action, your conversion rates will be higher. All right, the social proof. It is by far my favorite, guys. The reason it is my favorite because it is the most effective in a way that gets, so if you take out social proof, your conversion rate drops right away, right? But of course, call to action, you don't have a call to action, you convert 0%. You don't have an above the fold form, your conversion is going to go down. But as a psychological trick, these are like pretty self-explanatory information, right? Of course, you want to have a headline. Of course, you want to put the form up, people see it. Of course, you want to get a call to action, people click. But this is a psychological trick. A lot of people put fakes. Wait, let's cover first what a social proof is. It's a phenomenon where people conform their actions of others under the assumption that those actions are reflecting of a correct behavior. Think about this. You're in a jungle. You're in a caveman era, 300,000 years ago, right? Actually, that's the Homo sapiens were started back then. Let's say a million years ago, you were an ape. and your friends started to run like crazy, shouting like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, something's going on!" They're shouting like crazy. Do you have time to think about, oh, what are they shouting about? Let me see. I cannot see anything. Where are you guys going? Like, what is going on? You don't have time. You're eaten by a tiger now in savannah deserts. You're eaten by a tiger. So that's how evolutionary it's got into our brains, right? With the cats as well. Like if you see with a group of dogs, like it's a really inherent behavior. We don't think about it logically. We follow what other people do. It's an evolutionary thing. It helped us, still helping us survive. So if you just follow them, they're probably running away from something. But you don't have that time to think about it rationally. You just follow them, survive first, and then think about it, right? Your goal is to survive first. And here as well, you follow people and then you rationalize, you know what, I actually needed that book, you know, I wanted to read this for a long time, so on and so forth. So basically, you conform your inner brain, meaning your amygdala, is giving you that signal. Look, you have to survive, and you basically follow what other people do without thinking of it. So why do we follow, and how does this help us? So it leverages the bandwagon effects. A lot of people follow the bandwagon. You know what? My neighbor also bought this car. I want to get it as well. So bandwagon effect builds trust and credibility. You're a random guy on the internet. They don't trust you. So you want to build that. Reduces the perceived risk. So it is a risky purchase. Let's say you're going to pay $100, or even if you have a really cheap product, people are going to be like, I don't trust these guys. The product is cheap, but I don't want to put my credit card information in a random website or so on Facebook ads. If they will think about it. But if you show legit people hundreds of social proof, people buying, I bought this product, it arrived in a really short time, I really enjoyed this, high quality, really secure website, you'll be like, okay, a lot of people bought this, and I'm not going to be scammed. So it reduces the risk of being scammed. So it enhances decision making. Again, they will make the decision fast. Let's take a look at some example. We're going to start with bed. So this is not a good social proof example because they don't have social proof. Look at this. So we have a gym landing page. So we can join this gym, wellness club, all women. We can join this, but there is no real woman. Like they are all stock images, right? Maybe they're real, but it looks stocky. So okay, they're talking about how this is good, but I will put women's faces there, like the people who have seen great results. You don't necessarily need to put before and after transformation, but people enjoying, you know, more authentic photos. These look with perfect lighting shining on their faces. It looks like a stock image. You can download it, the ones from, you know, Pixels or something. It doesn't look genuine to me. So that's why they don't have any. That's a really bad social proof example. Let's look at an okay social proof example. So this is Vision Personal Training. Again, a personal training, again, a gym, 25 years old transformations. That's good. Let's go down. So we can see these looks still stocky, but these are not social proofs right now. So we go down. These are still not stock images. Cool. These are legit photos. They're not taken under a perfect lighting. It's a normal gym lighting. You can see their stories. You can see the name, Christian the Stoop trainer, something trainer. Read their stories. You can read their stories, right? Get inspired by our clients. So tell us about your life before joining Vision Personal Training. So look at this, guys. So you can see their, not only a photo of them, not only of them telling this gym is amazing, I go there every morning. No, they're about showing you how they were actually, you know, living the life before joining this gym, and they did a proper interview. Look at this. They did this, they did that. Now I'm motivated. Now I'm in a shape. Success stories. So these are all legit. You see the photo, you see the engagement, you see the story, you see the brand. That's an amazing way. I haven't seen this being done with this much detail. So if I was a person looking for this and I'm scared of going into gyms, let's say, that will be a really great gym for me to join. They look like they really create those genuine connections, right? Milestones, achievements, overcoming challenges. And they have the advice for others. That's amazing. Like, look at this. And all real people sharing their stories. So that is a pretty good, but still an okay, but it's a good idea, because the reason I give this an okay is because this should be way up, and I shouldn't be able to scroll like this. That should be all over the place, right? So they have an amazing tool that they can use all these interviews, all these great photos, but they're just using in a small place. I will put that right under my headline. So let's look at the good example. What is this? Entry education, Victoria something course. So now we came to the real estate. Bam. So we have the social proof here. That's number one. The Google reviews. Above the fold, I don't have to scroll down to see the social proof. That's really, really important. As we saw with Sabri Subi, guys, he put it next to his video. That's really, really important. So we go down. Now look at this. 603 reviews, not 4, not 5. You can see all those people putting this information and really long reviews. So I recently completed my certificate for in real estate, blah, blah, blah. So look at this detail in this, guys. It's way better and way more lengthy. Again, the only thing missing is the photos. So you get the idea. That's why social proof is extremely important. Let's cover benefits. What is benefits? It's not about the benefits you get when you join a new company. It's about, a lot of people put features and not benefits. That's a big problem. The reason being is we covered slightly, and let's say this wrist exercise thingy, right? If I say 5 to 6 kg resistance, okay, that is a feature, but how can I turn this into a benefit? Like, how does it apply? If I don't know what 60 kg is like, imagine you've been maxing out on your all wrist exercises. Think of this as the final boss. Look at this, how I turn this into a benefit. Since we have, of course, you want to insert the feature inside, but talk about how they can turn this, how they will benefit from that feature. So I have a great tactic here. I covered this in my copywriting section as well. But how is this going to help me? Think about that. So 5 to 10 kg, right? You can see it. I always say, how is this going to help me? This is going to help you because if you're already strong enough to squeeze all the other wrist exercise tools, you won't be, this will be your final boss. This is such a hard tool, blah, blah, blah. So you're going to use so that feature, so that, meaning 5 to 60 kgs, so that you can train like a boss even if your wrists are strong as an iron. Perfect. Let's talk about this. This amazing pen has, let's look at this, permanent marker I put as a thing, right? Permanent marker, okay, what does it mean? It doesn't end. Permanent marker, so that you can use it every time you have a fresh ink and you won't be able to refill this, because it is permanent. So you get the idea. I'm doing it on the spot, but you have the idea, you get the idea, even on your product pages, not only lead generation, which we're going to cover the e-commerce part, but this is how you want to leverage this. So important, guys. And visual proof. I put this is more of an e-commerce, but you can see how he put it in a lead generation format, but it's more like it is hard to do it with lead generation, yes, I know, but again, we can see how Vision Personal Training did this. Look at this, visual proof, like not only social proof, but we can see how they're training together. So this is a visual proof. They're achieving their goals together. This is a visual proof. That is, they're having a coffee, they're bonding. People need communities. We are social animals, guys. So instead of putting a before fat guy and a jacked guy before and after, that wouldn't really connect. Okay, these guys know their stuff, but I'm not really interested, right? You want to show the connection as well with the visual stuff. So if it's not only social proof, you can see there's a connection here. So that's why I usually put that as well. Visual proof could be, if you're in real estate, you get people's photos after they buy the house, right in front of the house they bought. if it's a, let's say, personal training, again, you can use that technique that we just said. Get people's photos after the gym when they're happy working out. It doesn't have to be before and after, but you want to have visuals of people. Not as important as social proof, call to action about the fall, but it is important. It's not one thing. It is all of the things combined makes a landing page great. The next thing is VSL. Guys, VSLs, they were really popular back in 2010s. Now, a lot of people staying away from it. I don't know why. It is not as popular as before. But the power with VSL is you are usually getting their information to enroll in something for free, right? And what people do, use those VSLs. There's different ways to use those VSLs, right? You can just put a VSL, get them to watch. They can pause it whenever they like, and underneath that, there's a form. They can put their information. That is one way of doing it. The second way of doing it, you have the VSL and you advertise the VSL, meaning you don't say this is the best real estate offer, so they know what they're coming. This is the best end of lease cleaning. They know what they're clicking into, right? This is going to be a website about cleaning, end of lease cleaning. I know what to expect. But if you say how to build a cleaning business, watch the training for free, you're expecting this to be a free training. You go to there and then you watch the free training, and about a certain point to 70% of the video, you have to watch it. You cannot skip it. You cannot do anything. There's no form appearing on the video. After you come to 70% with sound on, you can arrange this with ClickFunnels. Once you come to the 70%, a form pops up. Limited time offer, enroll in this blah, blah course that we give personal attention to you to build your cleaning business. So that is a different way of using VSLs. Or you can do a VSL they have to watch the video before, after they finish the video, and at the end of the video, they can see the form or your offering, and then sometimes they sell courses like that. So the goal is to get them to ready to take action, basically. You're basically doing a sales pitch, but to masses, right? So there are a couple of components to it. Number one is hook. You have to hook the viewer, otherwise they bounce off. That's the problem with that, guys. If they don't know what you're offering in the VSL, if your hook is not engaging, if you're not a good salesperson in a way, you're not going to keep people there. Problem identification. Talk about the problem they're facing. Solution presentation, and you present the solution. Benefits and features. You want to put, yes, Alex was here. He was just like you guys, and he achieved XYZ, social proof. Call to action, guys. Enroll in this personal something now. Put your information down below. We will call you. But we only have 10 spots left. And scarcity. Let's take a look at an example here. So this is a version where you can pause the video and you can enroll right away. So it's this basically more of an e-commerce, but it's good to keep it here because let's see, we have to reload this to get the video reloaded. They have to do a lot of work to get this speed up. Okay, so we see the video, it automatically starts playing. I have to click to open the sound. Let's watch this video. So you can see there's some information about the course. This is the hook.
Hi, I'm Isaac Rudansky.
So you can see the hook. He presents the problem and comes to the end. Call to action, take the course.
Let's get started.
Let's get started. If you click on this, we will probably go to checkout. And this is how it does this. The Ultimate Performance Max course. So you get the idea. 100% money back guarantee. Pump up your profits with Performance Max. So you know the drill here. So there are a lot of more social proof here. That's good. We can still see. So anyways, you get the point. So he's using this sales letter, video sales letter, in a way that you can pause, watch, or if you're already about to buy, you don't have to watch the video. That's the beauty of it, right? So, and there's other ways as well. There's a bunch more video sales letter examples, but I'm not going to cover all of them. If there's a video, it basically counts as a video sales letter. All right, guys, this is the timeline. This is usually overlooked, and a lot of people overlook this because usually with service-based businesses or lead gen in this case, they don't know what to expect. They don't know when they're going to get a call. They're just putting their information on a random site. They don't know what to expect. So you want to you want to show them what they're going to get once they started working with you. Clearly demonstrate step by step each milestone. So let's take a look at some examples. We have Studio Hawk, which is an SEO agency. So this is the headline, call to action. So we're going to scroll down. We're going to scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. These are the commonly asked questions. Cool. Look at this. We drive growth through multi-channel strategy. Okay, I get that. This is how we do it. Let's watch. First, month one, you know what to expect each month, right? Month one, campaign setup. Month two, campaign setup. Again, so this goes live. We have competitor analysis, keyword research and tracking, technical SEO audit, and we move to month two, content audits, strategy examples, recommended content updates. So you receive your first report in the month two, and they start acquiring links. Month three, content briefings. We have IA mapping, web dev, meta data, and on-page SEO month three, and they build reports. So you see their process. You know the process without them showing you, right? Otherwise, if you go to a landing page, they say we do SEO, we're the best at it. There's nothing on the website about that. So you're kind of like hesitant to put your information there. So that is important. A lot of people overlook this, guys. Such an important aspect of landing pages. Hire SEO specialists. Let's go down to see that process. And why Vietnam? So this is kind of outsourcing the SEO. Okay, let's go up. The onboarding process. Okay, how do we become a client? Introduction, cool. We find, cool. You choose, we manage, onboarding support. But they're missing something. Can you guess what they're missing? Yes, the month one, month two, month three. That will be way better if they were to put that. And we have Shout Digital. I think we looked at their landing page before. Yes, Melbourne SEO agency. Let's go down. So here is the kickoff session. Cool. You know what to expect. First session will be kickoff session. And we love tailored strategies, and they're going to give you a tailored strategy for your own business. And pressing go on SEO services. Now then we start processing the third step. And they go with frequent optimization. But what I would like is, which month is this? Is this the month one or month two here, month four, or is it just the steps? So that is kind of ambiguous there. But overall, you get the point. It is so important. And the last part is FAQs. I've seen some landing pages, they don't have frequently asked questions and they convert great, but it is important to put it there, guys. And on all of my landing pages I built or consult, I always put the FAQs. The reason being is they probably have asked those questions before. And if you have a brand new business and you haven't taken a note of what people have asked in the past, and if you just forgot, you just don't remember what people ask, go to ChatGPT, say, this is my product, this is my business, this is my service. Give me some commonly asked questions for services similar to mine, and he will just pop out 10, and you answer those, right? This is SEO Hawk again. What is SEO and why is it important? How long does it take to see good results? Can you guarantee my website will achieve #1 ranking? Do I need to change my website's content? You see a lot of questions. Most likely they are being asked before. So you get the idea, guys. This is for lead generation, and after this, we're going to jump on for e-commerce specific important elements that you need to have on your website. See you in the next one. Alrighty, guys, now we are covering landing pages for e-commerce specifically. We covered landing pages for lead generation, and if you have an e-commerce business, this is the part you need to focus on. And there are a couple of elements that we are gonna focus. So the first one is the product image. It is really important. Then we're gonna look at product title, and as you guys remember, previously it was the headline. But since we have the product that people tangibly can buy, it could be a online course as well, then the image is gonna still matter. And then we have the call to action. Then we have the social proof. Again, so important, guys. I cannot underline how important that is. Then we have the benefits, not features, benefits. Then we have a demonstration video. A lot of people miss this. Then we have the shipping information, and we're gonna wrap things up with payment methods. Let's start with the product image. So the product image is often the first thing that people see. We covered the F pattern, and on the F pattern is the first thing people see, or the second thing people see. Usually the headline, underneath that the product image, or product title sometimes is next to the product image itself. So the first thing people see is the product image. If they're not interested, they're just gonna skip. Or if you have just one or two examples, one or two product images, people don't see what they're gonna get enough, so they just skip, they bounce back or to their social media platform, to the Google search, and buy from your competitor. So it has to be clear. Detail images significantly impact how people buy, or whether if people buy or not. It has to showcase the product's features and the quality. So we're gonna look at some examples. Let's look at the bad example. So the bad example is going to be this Just Jits t-shirt. So it's a Jiu-Jitsu t-shirt. So they have 4 images in total. We see one that looks like this. The next one is a close-up of how it's printed. Another image that's being hanged. Another one, it's more specification. That is good, that is important, but it doesn't give you much information about how this is gonna look on me. So there's that's missing. And I cannot see anything about how this looks on a person. They usually do a great job when they have, they put an image, a person is wearing the product, and they say, this person weighs, 80 kilos, 180 centimeters, or 6'1" for those you guys from the United States. And then they say, look, this guy John is 6 foot, 80 kilos, 190 pounds, and this guy wears large. So okay, if this guy is large, I weigh more than him, maybe I get X large or something. You make that decision in your head. But in this case, we cannot do this. Like, this is not enough. Not a lot of people look at this, guys. Do you know what is your width or length of your torso? Nobody knows. They know how tall they are, basically. This doesn't give you much. And how it fits your chest, how it fits your stomach, the arms, doesn't give you much, right? So there's no any lifestyle images. That is lacking a lot. So that is a bad example. Let's look at a good example. This is not a clothing brand. This is basically a water fountain for pets, for cats and dogs. The first one is basically the image of the product. That is okay. Now we see pompless design, a little bit more detail, a little bit more text. The third one is a lifestyle with all the element or the parts are being compartmentalized, and in separate cases you can wash it, no cleaning hassle, every part is easy to disassemble. That's good. We can see a lifestyle image, no electrical leakage. They're testing it. So they are basically handling objections with the images itself. You can see how many images they have, more than 5. Next one is a close-up of how it looks, how the fountain works. One more product image from a different angle. Another one, multi-layer filtration, how it filters. That's really good detail. So I don't have any questions after looking at all these images. Another one, lifestyle, showing you how you can use it wirelessly or attached to a charger. You can see all the details, guys. Like, look at this. You can see the European version, meaning you can get a different attachment as a wire, as a charger, power packet, power point, and you can see all the examples. So that tells you how good of a product image that is. The important thing is you want to have multiple product images. That is really important, and they have to be clearly handling objection, how it looks, how easy it is to wear, so on and so forth. The next is product title. So it is a clear description of the product. You don't want to have a short product title, and sometimes people put weird names to their products, meaning a shirt. It's something shirt, but you name it with your brand. Let's say my brand name is, Gentleman something, and a shirt, you're selling that with Gentleman's A game, like a weird names they put sometimes to make it really classy or people remember. But don't think about it. You're not Apple. Your iPhone is a specific name, but it is clear in and of itself. iPhone something 16 with 3 cameras, blah, blah, blah. The titles are really explanatory. So it needs to be clear and descriptive enough. So the person who came from the ads or SEO, they have to think, okay, I found what I am looking for, right? After they look at the images. And it also enhances your SEO efforts. So that's as search engines understand quickly. Let's look at a good example here, guys. This is going to be a pet adjustable holder. Now you can attach it next to the couch, next to the bed. There will be a small bed for the cats. Let's look at the title. It is a little bit small. I usually want to have a bigger text, but it's still readable. Adjustable, space saving, wooden hanging window cat hammock bed. So you can see they could have just easily written cat hammock, but they put the bed in here. So people might search as cat bed. People might search as, is it adjustable? My cat is a little big. Space saving is good. A benefit in the headline. It's wooden, not plastic. Hanging window, it could be attached to a window. And their images are great as well. Look at this lifestyle image. We see one more. In different use cases, they're showing the products. They're really good, guys. And most of the time, you can enhance those with ChatGPT. You don't have to write it yourself. That's the good part. We covered the images. Let's cover the call to action. So it is crucial because it guides people towards a conversion. And you want to have either add to cart or buy now. So it is popular in e-commerce. Usually you see add to cart, but a buy now could be one, but it needs to be standing out from the background color. Usually what you want to do is whatever color that your background is, you want it to have in the opposite on the opposite flywheel. We covered this flywheel as a color wheel, color palette flywheel on the branded section. So you can go back there, and if you haven't watched the branded section, look at it. So we're gonna look at good and bad examples. So we have one bad example. Let's take a look at the call to action here. So you can see their main call to action is add to cart, but it is blending in the background. So this is actually not their fault. They built this on Shopify. I know this theme exactly because that's a Shopify theme I built my store on, and it is blending, so automatically blended. You can customize this by changing the color to an opposite color. It doesn't have to be the same as buy with shop pay. It could be maybe black, it could be maybe green. It shouldn't be blending in with the background. A person will say probably building this, oh, you can still read add to cart. Yeah, I can still read, but it has to pop up. Like it has to be so clear that a 60-year-old grandma could read it, could see the call to action. So it usually takes seconds, guys. Like people are looking at hundreds of your competitors at the same time. So you have to make a lot of things right, not just one thing good. Let's look at a good example here. So the fountain that we just saw, look at this, how it is sticking out. So look at this, and that's the only yellow example, the only yellow color that I see on this page, and it is sticking out like a sore thumb. And the good thing is, it is not those yellows that just blends into the white. It's like a darker yellow. So that's a really good job. Let's see one more example from Connor. It's a famous brand. Look at this. They're basically using black, white as a branded color, and they're it's not secondary, but the third color is this color. You can see it is popping off right away. It doesn't really matter if you hover over it, it changes color. Don't worry about that. The first thing we need to worry about, without hovering over, it should show up. It should be distinctive from the background color. And they're doing a good job. It could have been black, or that's still a good color that is distinctive enough so you can easily see this. So I'm going to block this, get rid of this, and go back. So we've seen a good example and a bad example. This is call to action. And let's cover social proof. Social proof is really important. So we covered the psychological background of social proof, why it is so important. It comes from the caveman days. Our amygdala, it's the primitive brain, psychologists call it, or psychiatrists call it. They call it the primitive part of the brain. So when you have a fight or flight responses from the amygdala, social proof is millions of years old. So it evolved over the years. So when you see a lot of people taking the same action, it makes you feel like, okay, this is trustworthy. A lot of people have ordered this before, and a lot of people have benefited. They received the product, they like it, cool. Let's take a look at some good and bad examples. And again, not text only. You want to have the images of the products after people received it. And if you're a drop shipper, if you're using other brands like the original from Alibaba and stuff, you can actually get the reviews from Alibaba and import it. There are plugins for that. Let's take a look at the bad example first, and let's see why that is bad. So the image is not loading yet. That's the first bad, and we see 70 reviews. But that is not enough, guys. Like, that is good. That is above the fold. But we go down. Let's see the reviews. So I cannot see any reviews written or with the picture. That's bad, number one. And there is a section where you can adjust on Shopify. You can choose, so you can see there's a description. I can choose additional information, and I can choose reviews. Once I switch to reviews, I see the reviews. So that they're doing a good job in terms of reviews are with photos. But the bad thing is 90% of the people are gonna miss this, guys. They're gonna miss it. They have to come to reviews, and it is white on a gray on white, and it's easy to miss. And most likely a lot of people miss this. And the thing that should definitely do, get these reviews, place it manually underneath this, and then have that the description section underneath that. It is so crucial, guys. You don't want people to do something before they see the reviews. Reviews has to be popping, guys. Maybe this next product image could be the reviews. Underneath, I should see the reviews. I shouldn't, like, I wouldn't do page 1, page 2, page 4. I should scroll all the way down to get rid of the reviews. It should be so much. It should give me the message. It is so hard to fake. That's what we want to do. Let's look at a good example here. Let's see why that is good. So we see the product image, product title. Let's go down. This is the product description. They're using a clear Shopify theme. We go down. Still in the product description, they put these comments and how many people are benefited from this. Not only the reviews, but they also grab those Facebook reviews, Facebook people, like people who ordered this before and putting that as a comment. They screenshotted this. So there's a really good proof. Look at this. Number 1, number 2, I got mine. This is amazing. I love mine. I still scroll, guys. Still more reviews, more reviews. These cannot be faked. If I see 1 image, 2 images, cool. It can be faked, but this cannot be faked. Is this it? No. They have another app to show the reviews here. So you can see the name, you can see the customer photos. You go down, I still see the reviews. Load more, I still see look at this, it doesn't end, guys. So that is a really good job of incorporating reviews. He's using the social proof in here as a comment, screenshot, whenever social proof you get, not only one app that you're using as a plugin. 223 reviews plus the people who ordered it here. So he's using all over the place, so we cannot miss anything about the social proof. And I guarantee they're improving their conversion rates by at least 20% with those reviews. And what are the benefits? We covered we want to turn features into benefits on the lead generation section. So how can we do that? We use so that phrase, and we can use the benefits as a visual, which we're going to cover, or the text version in the product description. So the way that we do it is we use so that framework. So we have a feature, we use so that, it will make it into, actually this feature benefits me like this. So let's take a look at one example here. Let's click on this, and this example is really great because they're showing the benefits in a visual format, in a really clever format. So you can see the before, so this is the before and after. So I scroll from the before, I am short, and I get these heightening shoes. Bam, with the shoes, I am taller than my partner, taller than the girl I'm in love with. So that's what we want here. So short, tall, bam, short, tall, bam. Look at this. So it's literally showing the benefit to you, not telling you. You can also tell, get 2 to 5 inches taller, see eye to eye on your terms. Bam, really good example. Well done, guys. And we have biohealing purifier, again, the same product, and they're doing a good job. So experience benefits of biohealing. Cool, let's go down. Look at this. Health benefits of biohealing. Instead of saying all these technical terms, what type of features, even though they might be the best in the industry, but if you tell me all of these jargon that I don't know, how can I know? How can I know it's going to benefit me? Relieves asthma symptoms. That's a benefit. Decreases risk of dementia of Alzheimer's. That's a benefit. So it directly helped me. Neutralizes, so this could turn into a benefit. This is a feature. Reduces risk of COVID-19 and other airborne diseases. That's a benefit. Improves sleep quality. Benefits. Prevents mold growth. That's benefits. Removes harmful radioactive elements. Benefits. Lowers cancer risk. Benefit. Eliminates hazardous asbestos particles. Benefits. Dramatically decreases diabetes risk. Benefits. Lowers blood pressure. Benefits. Increases workplace productivity. Benefits. Decreases inflammation within 24 hours. Benefits. Look at these benefits, guys. And it doesn't end here. You see some features, how it works. You can still have features, but show them how that benefits you. So it is showing us how it benefits us. So it is easy to use. We go down and you can see the benefits from clients and customers as well. The shipping information, overlooked often, and we don't want to overlook it because we want to use every single element into our advantage. You got to be transparent in the shipping information. So I personally have left without buying many stores because the shipping information wasn't clear. I want to be as certain as possible, even if you're doing drop shipping, guys, because the problem with drop shipping, you're going to get the product from China. It's going to take two weeks, right? It's not going to be faster than 2 weeks. So that is a problem. And you want to make it as clear as possible. So you want to have that shipping information, not on the checkout page, on the product page itself. Let's take a look at a bad example. Again, I'm roasting these Jiu-Jitsu t-shirts, but you can see pickup available. How I'm ordering this, guys. Like, why do I need to care about the pickup? And if I order this online, how fast is it gonna come to me? I have no shipping information, 0 customer reviews. There's a plugin like buy these together called, that is good, but no shipping information. I decided not to buy. Bam, they lost me, right? So let's take a look at a good example. Let's see how a good shipping information is done. So what is that? Wintley something, black leather, patent, flat shoes. Description, good. We go down, we have delivery information. Click, delivery free to any addresses within Australia or orders over $99. That's good. So once your order has been dispatched, you will receive an email notifying with tracking information via StatTrack. So I know with which company they're going to be delivering it, right? I have all the information. Delivery timeframes may vary. And if you have any questions, visit the delivery page. Okay, I see I live in Metro. I will get this in 5 to 10 days. And if I live in regional, 2 to 10 days. I will, if orders under $99, I will pay just $10. And if it's over $99, it is completely free. How clear does this can get? So clear, guys. And if I wanted to buy something from them, bam, I will order right away. This is how important this is, guys. So confused person, confused customer, they won't buy. And you want to make it as easy and simple as possible. Let's cover demonstration video. Demonstration video, a lot of people use this, but they use it in a wrong way. So you want to demonstrate how that product is going to be used, right? Explain, or a person wearing that in a daily life. True Classics, they do great. They do a great job doing this in their ads, and you can do it in their ads as well, demonstration. So if the product is complex like this, air purifier, I don't have an air purifier, right? I don't know how to use that. So they literally put that as a video in the product image. So I can see how that product is being used. I will mute this and go down. So I can see how this product is used. And not only that, I go down, I will see another video and see how these people actually use this. So I take off the boxing, I will set it up like this, and there's people using this. This is like an ad, but it still shows me how to use the difference. A person talking about the difference it made, how they placed it in their homes. So it makes a good difference. You can see a lot of videos of people using this, taking it off the box, unboxing it, and using it. It's a great demonstration. We have one more funny something. Let's see, funny fuzzy. This is a car. What is that? Car travel something for the car. So we go down, they automatically attached how to use this in the car, and it's in the product description. Look at this. So we have this, different colors, headline, price, 13 reviews. Now we don't have the social proof yet. A bundle here. We have a good standing out colors. That's really good job. Shipping return. That's really good job as well. Good job, guys. You have a really good landing page for a product, and they made it turn into a long form. I'm going to cover the long form product pages as well. You can see how this looks. It is comfy, the description, the usage, how you can unpack this even. You can see all the steps with the product. They just, you can see a lot, you've probably seen a lot of competitors, they just put images, expect you to know how to set this up. But you can see how to unpack, how to pack it, pick it to your home, how it looks when your dog is on it, how it looks when you're done and you fold it, put it in your bag, how you set this up, make it secure for your dog. Such a good job. Like, you can also put these as specific videos someone is talking over, but I think this is a little bit better as a GIF format, loads faster as well. Good job, guys. Let's move on. And the payment methods. This is a big one. An introduction of a payment method, they usually jump your conversion rate by 10%. It is such a big process, guys. So display even like available payment methods, and nowadays a lot of people can pay with Apple Pay, B Store, Afterpay, normal credit cards, PayPal, a lot of options, and you want to make it as easy as possible for every person to purchase. So the more purchase payments options you have, the higher your conversion rates is going to be. Let's take a look at one bad example. And again, this is just chits, so I'm roasting these guys. I have no idea before I go to the checkout page what payment options they have. So if you click add to cart, and then we will have an understanding, which is not good. Still decline this offer. Let's see what they have to offer. I still don't see the payment options. Once I come to the checkout page, I will probably see the payment option, which is default, but you want to have this, okay, Shop, PayPal, Google Pay. That's good, but not good enough, guys. You're going to lose some customers here. Let's take a look at a good example. These guys are doing a great job. I think you look at this. They are showing this at the top as well. Afterpay, PayPal, Klarna, Ship from Sydney. At the top, they're showing the payment methods. And here, right under the price, Afterpay, Mastercard, PayPal, ShopPay, and Visa. So they expect everything. Buy with ShopPay, add to cart. They're doing such a good job in terms of showing you, without you going to the checkout page, what type of payment options available for them. Such an important thing. Hope you're having fun, guys. We're going to jump into the next section and cover other important aspects when it comes to conversion rate optimization and landing pages. All right, guys, now it is time to cover where to host your e-commerce store. We have a couple of examples, and this is it's a ranking from the best and to not so best, but these are not worse. You can still do a great job with Weebly, Squarespace, Wix, but from the best goes to the worst. It's not by any means these guys are the worst. A lot of big businesses still use Weebly, Squarespace, but Shopify is the best, guys. And it's easy to use, a lot more plugins, and WooCommerce usually messes up. Their plugins are so bad. The plugin to the checkout, if you have, let's say, selling a course, a lot of devs also had problems with WooCommerce, WordPress. WordPress is great for SEO, and it is great for blogs and lead generation. But if you're on e-commerce, stay away from WooCommerce, go to Shopify. Their plugins work effortlessly. And types of product pages for e-commerce. So we looked at different options, different product pages, and we have classic product pages, which are, you don't have to do any edits on them, and then the long form product pages. So what is a classic product page? It is a default themes. So you log into Shopify, you pick a theme, and you say, okay, this is how it's gonna look like on the product pages. And these are once you upload your products, these are the default product pages, classic product pages. They're not long. You have a product, title, description, payment methods, call to action. And if you upload a plugin with reviews and so on and so forth, that will be it. That's it. And doesn't mean that is bad, but they look short. For cheaper products, they're effective. And when do we want to use it? It's simple to set it up, fast, and loads fast as well. And the integration is super easy compared to the long form. So let's take a look at a classic product page, how it looks. So we have ponytails and fairy tales. So this is a classic Shopify page. You can choose to display the other images on the left or at the bottom like this, and you can see other pages as well, other product photos, sorry. You can go here, upload as many product photos as you want. You can see them just like this. You have the headline here, the price of the product, and then the color if you need to choose a color, and then add to cart and buy with shopping. And this is the product description. You can scroll down, and they probably added, not probably, I'm 100% sure they added a plugin to show frequently bought together, or you may also like. This plugin also helps you with the upsells and downsells, which is a bundle plugin, I think. And we have the review plugin they use, but they didn't change anything. So this is basically the original themes of Shopify. And again, if you're selling low ticket product prices are low ticket, meaning under $100 or $200, you'll be good to go with these. But you need some couple of plugins just like these guys. You want to have maybe a review plugin that you pull reviews or upload manually, and plus you want to have a bundle. Frequently bought together could be a good bundle. All right, this is the classic product pages, but what are the long form product pages? So long form product pages. So why do I suggest Pagefly? And I'm not affiliated with Pagefly, guys, by any means, but this is just a plugin that you can use to adjust your product pages. You can basically do a long form product page with any information you want, and you can educate the customer. So ideal for products that require a little bit more explanation, why you use them. It is high customization, so you can customize anything there. You can literally build your own product page, and conversion optimization is way better. You're gonna have better conversion rates usually, and A/B testing is ideal. So let's say you're a good copywriter, you benefit from better storytelling, such as, let's say it's a brand new product, innovation, complex gadgets, it's a luxury item, and the products with many features, right? You can use long form product pages. We're gonna look at one example here, and it goes really well with Pagefly. Let's take a look at Sell Like Crazy by Sabri Subi. This is a great example of a long form product page, but the thing he's doing, this is such a cheap product, guys. It's basically you cover the shipping, and he uses this as a lead generation, but it's basically you put your money in and then he sends you the book. It is basically an e-commerce on paper. And you can see how long form this is. It could be Shopify. I'm not sure how he built it, but you can see this is such a long form. You can see from a newspaper clip how he started, how he's there. It's a Shark Tank, and he's a bunch of reviews. Look at these older reviews, and we still go down. We have a lot of information about the book, Amazon reviews. He has more information there, a lot more. I'm reading your book, and I have seen this, DMs, Instagram DMs here, a lot more, information about the book. He's using himself as an authority figure, a lot more authority figure information, what is in the book. So you can see how good this is in terms of the long form. It goes on and on and on forever. Could he have done like a classic Shopify page? Yes, he could have, but he wants to make it as specific as is, because he wants to create that viral sensation to increase the conversion rates. As again, we know these long form product pages, they convert better. What is different than any other book that I can buy about business? So he's putting all of these expertise, all of this information to show this book works. And a lot of people use maybe 1/3 of this information to sell you a $1,000 product, but this guy is selling this for basically, you just cover the shipping information. You can see on the checkout, we have more information, FAQs, his signature, and PS. That is good. So it's such a good digital ebook and audiobook available for instant download on the next page. Such a good urgency here as well. He's doing a good job with this. And I also already, by the way, have the book at home. It's an alright book, but he does a really good job of building this whole page, guys. This is such a good landing page, and he's doing a really good job with building a long form. So this doesn't have to be like this. Let's see another example. This is a classic Shopify product page as well. This is a classic Shopify product page as well. This is a classic Shopify product page. Let's take a look at this. Is a classic Shopify product page. Classic. So this is more common than not, and these classic Shopify product pages, but this is a long form product page. You can see they are customized, this whole thing, row, different. So this is not one product page, but this is like a collection page they built for custom results. So this could be, this is a classic product page as well. So it is usually rare to find a really long form product page, but I just showed you one. This is Sabri Subi's, a custom long form product page. It is going to take you more effort, again, building a custom long form, because you're going to make everything custom. But again, this will work way better in terms of conversion. And if your product is, you want to do high customizations and you have less than 10 products, and you have because doing this for, if you have tens of thousands of products like at any e-commerce clothing store, it will be impossible to customize them by yourself. You have to have a team of 10, 20 sitting there 24/7 working on customizing them. And if you have just 10 products though, you can create custom pages with Pagefly for each of them. If you have a new product that is unique, if you have a complex gadget, it's a luxury item, and if you have many features that you want to demonstrate, you can use long form product pages, guys. In the next section, we're going to cover landing pages and what type of landing page builders you can use for lead generation. I will see you on the next one. Hey everybody, in this section, we're going to cover where to host your lead gen, and we're going to cover the specifics if you want to have a lead gen website. So first thing first, what I like is lead pages. I prefer lead pages because they're really specifically built to actually generate lead generation landing pages. The good thing is as well, they have tons of templates, guys. If we move to lead pages, you will see a bunch of templates. Unbounce is also good, so they also specifically focus on lead generation. If you want to have VSLs, really focus on upsells, downsells, which we're going to cover in the upcoming section. And you want to have a lot of upsells, a video that you can control when people can skip the video or they can't skip the video. You want to use ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels is the most expensive amongst all, but lead pages is quite simple. If you just want to generate leads with a simple above the fold form, that is the go-to in my opinion. Then we have ConvertFlow. It is really good as well for lead generation and for e-commerce. WordPress, good for lead generation. And if you want to build a website for SEO, specifically focus, you want to go with WordPress. Their SEO is easy to do. And Wix, we have Wix is quite simple, but not great for search engine optimization. Squarespace is good. Again, that is good for lead generation as well. Let's move on. So we have types of lead generation pages, landing pages. What I first love, this is the list order that I prefer. About the fold form is my go-to, guys. If I'm not selling something extremely complex, or if I'm not generating something really unique, meaning I have a course for people who want to educate real estate owners. They're like, this is a complex product, right? I need to generate leads for it, but I have to explain what that is because people have no idea. Then I would go with VSL, right? If I have a course for people to learn how to open their coffee shops, that is a complex product. So I need to do a VSL. I need to have a VSL to get people's information. Otherwise, people are not going to trust you, and you have to give the ability that you show your ability that you have the capacity or the expertise to provide that knowledge to them. Otherwise, people are not going to say, who the hell are you to teach me that, right? You want to show all the social proof and everything in the video, then you want to go with VSL. Otherwise, if you have a classic form, like you're promoting a real estate listing, you're promoting a cleaning service, or a lawyer, you're a lawyer and you're providing the offer to your clients. And if you fall into those classic interior design, any type of well-known service, I want to go with above the fold form. And if you don't want to have above the fold form for some reason, above the fold call to action that leads to a form, we're going to cover that as well. So it could be either there's a call to action above the fold, people don't have to skip. Once you click on it, a form pops up. That is one option. Or the second option is you can have a not a form at the bottom, but it scrolls automatically down to the form. So let's look at a couple of examples. Above default form is the goal is we don't want them to spend time to put their information. So the goal is to make it as easy as possible, like everything with conversion rate optimization and user experience UX. The goal is to make it as easy as possible for people, and the form section should be easily readable. A lot of people make the mistake of they cannot see where to put their names. White background, really light gray boxes, and in some cases the form itself loads really slow, so you want to fix that as well. If you're using WordPress, make sure the plugin for the form loads fast. Let's see a good example, guys. This is Impressive, a digital marketing agency. So I typed in digital marketing agency and I can literally see the form up there, which is super simple. Got big ambitions, then you're going to need an impressive partner. That's good. Right away proof, that is good. But the main important thing is this thing. And you can see the call to action stands out from the background of this form. Super easy. Get your free growth strategy session. Amazingly easy, and that's what I like. I will show you a trick, guys. Once you on a website and you want to see how it looks on mobile, you're going to right click on the page and you're going to click on inspect. So this will pop up on here. So on this top right hand corner, there's this device icon on the left side of elements. Once you click on it, you will see how it looks on a mobile. On mobile, I can still see the form, guys. That is important. But if I was impressive, I would take these proofs and put it underneath the form. So form is barely visible. And on a mobile device, this is too much, guys. On mobile device, I will get rid of this subtext. That is important. And I will put it maybe underneath the form. So here, form is visible, but not perfectly visible. So if maybe they built this, they're only running desktop traffic, that could be a possibility. But if they're running to all devices, that could be a problem, guys. So if a person lands on it, if they're not tech savvy, they will be like, oh, where's the form? I cannot find the form. Anyways, I have another tab open with another digital marketing agency. Let me take a look at that. So that happens, guys. That happens. And if you have a heat map tracking program, which I'm going to cover as well, you will see those things happen. And this is above the fold. Let's cover video sales letter. This is a confusing one because people think about, oh, what is a video sales letter? How am I going to record a video? It's going to be a lot of trouble. And let's cover why and how you can do this. If your product requires explanation, meaning, as I covered, like if you have a complex course that you have to get on the phone to sell them, like coaching program, one-on-one coaching, business coaching, and these ones require you to speak, because these ones require you to sell the person before you get on the call. So they have to trust you to put their information in there. And when do you not need a VSL is classic service businesses, guys. If you have a cleaning, legal, moving, real estate, interior design, like anything simple, anything well-known services, like a digital marketing agency, everyone knows digital marketing agency. So you're not selling a course to create a digital marketing, then you want to have a VSL. But if you have a VSL and if you want to do a VSL, you want to use ClickFunnels, guys. That is the best platform to create and control the VSLs, in my opinion. And let's see one example. This is Tyson 4D, a copywriter guy on YouTube, and I found this VSL exactly built on ClickFunnels, guys. They have these templates. Looks really good. Maybe I will make this logo smaller. How beginner copywriters are charging 2 to 4K a month and working with premium clients. Watch the video below right now. Cool. And then he arranged this in a way I can already, without watching this video, click on this and secure my spot and book a meeting. But what he wants to do as well is, before you do anything, you can watch the video. And you can see, guys, this video is 15 minutes long. So what he wants to get you to actually invest some time before booking the call. So he wants you to trust the brand a little bit before you invest, take some action. Then after I watch this whole thing, his whole goal is watch this training, watch this free training. So, and I go down, you can see pretty good visuals as well. And once I click, again, it opens up the same thing. Once I click, opens up the same thing. But what he does is he's using different copy for call to actions, and he might test which text on the call to action is bringing me more meeting books. So if he finds that, you know, A/B testing results, that is called A/B testing, and or normal testing could be, that's not a proper A/B testing. But again, if you click on this, the same thing happens. So he might say, look, when I say if you qualify for 6-figure coaching, I get more meetings booked instead of using apply to for DCI now. So here's a good landing page, a lot of call to actions, which is good, that I suggest in my landing page mastermind in this section of this course. And a lot of, every scroll we have one call to action and a lot of testimonials, video format, screenshot format, WhatsApp format. We have a lot of, you know, headline plus testimonial, and also proof of how much he's getting paid. And these are also really important, guys. It's only text testimonial with a photo. He has all the possible versions of testimonials, which is amazing. So this is a, I think, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 landing page. Maybe I would reveal everything after they've watched the video. That could be one option if you want to go with a VSL. Let's move on, and we have above default call to action that leads to a form. So it could lead to a form in two ways, guys. One, you can click the call to action, that pop-up form appears. That is number one. The second one is you click on the call to action on the above the form, and it drags you down all the way to the form section. Both of them are okay. You can have both. The one is not better than the other, but above the fold call to action is not better than above default form. Always, I've tested this a lot. This makes sure, like, the goal is making it easy as possible. So you're adding a layer of friction when you do this, but it is not, you know, 10 times worse than this. It is maybe like 2 times worse. But again, I've seen this many times. Above default form is always better. Let's see though, let's see good examples. Engine Scout. So they have one example. You can see Facebook advertising agency. So we compared this to Impressive here, and let's take a look at the Scout engine, and we have one call to action, above default call to action. Facebook advertising agency Australia, get profit first results with Facebook advertising. That works, cool. If I click on this, again, it takes me to a form, something like this, and it's more like a funnel form, which is still fine. So if you want to see how this looks on a mobile, again, we right click and click on inspect, and we can see this again. Call to action appears at the top, perfectly fine, and we can see the payments proof, amazing, and we go down, so on and so forth. So you get the idea, guys. This looks pretty well. In the next section, we're going to do a little bit of a breakdown of existing landing pages, and we're going to see if they're good or bad, what they can improve, so you have an inside understanding of how I think when it comes to conversion rate optimization. See you in the next one. All right, guys, now we are analyzing existing landing pages for real businesses. So I don't know any of these businesses. Like, I know some of them, of course, but I haven't interacted with them by any means. They're not my clients. So let's start with Irving Domain. This is going to be an interesting one because this landing page, so real estate businesses make that mistake, guys. They don't put even a call to action button here. So if I'm a person came here on a desktop, this call to action button is not visible at all. This has to be here all over the place. So it has to be really big for me to see. So there's one little benefit here that is good, but again, this is not visible. This is at the header menu. It is not visible at all. So real estate businesses make this mistake. They want to make it aesthetic. They want to show the product cool. Even if I'm interested, I have nothing to move, take action here. So maybe I click, it takes me down to a form. So this basically, they are trying to mimic the call to action to the form, but again, the call to action has to be here, maybe here. Let's take a look at how it looks on a mobile. So if I'm here on a mobile, it looks a little bit better because the header form appears very big. But again, I would have this right here again. So it is not big enough, guys. That's a big mistake. So this is not good enough. So I doubt this converts more than 10%. It barely converts at 2% in my assumptions. Let's take a look at another example. So this is off the plan property. This is good, and this is an interesting landing page, but the reason being is there are some call to actions at the top, but the call to action, again, the color is blending in to the background. So this has to be purple in and of itself. And the second section, once this swipes, it's like a carousel format, they call it. This carousel format, guys, I don't have the call to action button here now. The call to action button disappeared, which is not ideal, which you should definitely change this, guys. Or if you just want to have this, repeat this call to action, make it orange all along. So when I hover over it, it should change colors. And here you want to have it here. But here, multi-channel project marketing is cool. And I go down, you can see this per top, that is good. I go down, bunch of options, that is fine. But again, I would not give this a good 5 out of 10. It will be pretty much 4 out of 10. Let's take a look at one example, which is pretty much amazing. You can see the background looks great. Discover the best new and off-the-plan investment in Melbourne. I can see the form right away. The form call to action is amazing. And I have another secondary call to action, which is not suggested, but if I don't like it, download a report. I can still get something if I'm not interested. And again, they have this chat bot here, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it definitely sometimes helps if it's a real person, if it's an AI. It kind of acts like an FAQ, guys. It usually answers commonly asked questions, so on and so forth. And you can see this pretty easy to fill up the form. You can see these elements, which are proof elements usually. 9 out of 5 Trustpilot rating, 3,000 plus property transaction completed. So they're basically using social proof here. They're saying we're not a nobody. And 15 plus years in operation. They're saying we're not a nobody. We've been doing this for a long time. People gain a lot of value, so on and so forth. A trusted partner is navigating new off-the-plan investment in Australia. We go down. There's still some elements. These are not going to increase your conversion rate a lot, but it makes it visually appealing. And if a person reads it, it's a bonus. We have more here, and we have another one. If I decide to not convert at the top, if I don't want to download a report at the bottom, you know what? I'm not interested of them contacting me right now, but maybe I will download this report. Bam, I become a lead. That is pretty much 10 out of 10 landing page, guys. Pretty good. I would maybe make it a little bit longer and a little bit more value about like how we are in the business for 15 years, what they're gonna actually get, discover, the process. You know, we covered the timeline section. I don't have any timeline, so if I give my information to them, what is gonna happen? How they're gonna, you know, find me the best property. In month 1, they're gonna do the research. Month 2, they're gonna propose me some couple of investment properties. Month 3, maybe settle a deal. I don't know what is gonna happen. So I would definitely put up a timeline and maybe a video at the bottom of, you know, showing the trustworthiness of this brand, because it's a pretty big investment. You're not investing $3,000 into a marketing agency. You're buying a house for millions of dollars, guys. So you want to have a little bit more information. But again, this is amazing. Let's take a look at how it looks on mobile. And again, amazing job, guys. The only thing is download the report could be at the bottom, because not my main goal is to get them to download the report, because the people who download a report like a lead magnet, this is called lead magnet, guys, they're going to be less qualified, because the main intention is, the main goal for them is a free report instead of they want to start investing. So I would put this down underneath the report, have the headline here, and get this form a little bit up. But still, the form is visible perfectly fine, and I still give this 10 out of 10. Maybe just for this mobile view, I will break 1 point or 2 points, maybe 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10. Let's move on. We have one e-commerce product, which is a shirt. They are following this a high class that we covered, minimalistic design in the background. The text is small, a really high class font. That we covered the fonts that in the branding section. But anyways, let's move on. We have this rating that is pretty good. We have pretty good product photography here. We have the video, how it looks on the person. And I would like to use this in a GIF format. I don't want to have to click on this. and we see on different models how it looks, close up, not close up, from the color and the sleeve parts. That's pretty good. We have two fits, slim version and classic version. We have the color sizes, a lot of details. That's really, really good, guys. And if I click on something, we can change the color as well. So first color, second color, so on and so forth. We can see the details. That's a good product page, a lot of options, but the not the so good part is the add to cart, the thing is actually below the fold. So I have to scroll down to buy this product. Not amazing. They have some urgencies here. Last sold 42 minutes ago. That's good. We go down, then we have more options, how it looks. We have a lot of product reviews, and the product reviews, I would also want to have them in actually not just text, with images as well. Still a good product page, but it could be better, guys. Let's see another one. This is my all-time favorite product pages for an e-commerce brand. The reason this is so good, guys, they're doing a couple of things right. So this is a product page where they drive people to, because one, if I buy this, guys, online, and I will probably pay 30 bucks, 40 bucks, and their profit margins are pretty much, they're spending ton of ads, maybe 60 bucks, let's say, let's be generous. And with $60, guys, it's not worth it for them to spend so much money to acquire me. So what they're doing is they're doing a bundle. With the bundle, guys, the average order value increases and their profitability increases as well when they offer a bundle just like this. This is pretty smart on their side. And what they're doing, guys, look at this. Staple 6-pack. And we have the review, 61,000 reviews, which is amazing. And this is a long form product page. So we have the ham streets, choose your size. What's my size? So if I'm confused, I click on this. So they will give me a size here. So how tall are you? Look at this. This is amazing. 6'2". Yes, I'm 6'2". And what do you weigh? And let's do kg. I weigh around 81. Cool. I weigh 81. What's your age? My age is 25 to 34. Cool. What shirts in your closet? So you can see all the other brands and what, like, they know how they're tailored. Let's say Nike. What do you wear on Nike? What's your Nike shirts? Big and tall, regular, large, say. And we're calculating the design, standard fit, slightly short, slightly long. This is amazing. I prefer the torso to be standard fit. Yes, let's say I prefer the torso to be slight fit, slightly narrow on the shoulders. Cool, I prefer slightly narrow, and no thanks. And this gives me a true classic fit of large. That's amazing, guys. Look at this. Look, like, how good this is. So you can also say sleeve width, sleeve length. That is good as well. So they're showing, they're doing an amazing job, guys, showing how it looks overall on the slightest bits. Look at this. Build a pack. You can also build a pack for yourself with singles, or you can just get a single, but curated packs are even better. So we go down, and let's say I can already see the buy now button, but let's go down and see, go before I select the size, after I select the size, and now I can add to cart. So, and I can also become an insider and put my email address, 10% cashback, free shipping, just $1 a month. So becomes a membership kind of, right? So let's say I'm happy with this, guys. I go down, and there's a description, how it looks, how overall it fits you, perfect fit, 100 days money back guarantee, free turns, and you can see all the details that I covered for an e-commerce section, how it looks, right? Look at this design, how it looks on a really chubby guy, how it looks on a fit guy. Everything is amazing, guys. Look at this. Quality, comfortable shirts, perfect shirts, 5 stars, perfect, show more, it is amazing, and so on and so forth. I would maybe one thing, I would add a little bit more with like proof of how it looks with different athletes. So this is one model I would want to show, maybe with a skinny model, how it looks on him, and a little bit more proof with photos. So we can only see text social proof. I would want to have some social proof with photos. But overall, this is great. And actually, this landing page, looking at this specifically, this made me want to buy one more, to be honest. I haven't bought from them before, but this overall, the experience made me want to buy from them. So this is such a good landing page, guys. Maybe the only thing that I would add is I would add a little bit more so we see the reviews here. I have one, photo reviews. Second, the call to action button is kind of blending in with this pack. The best deal, you can see $24 per item, but it blends in with this one. That's why I don't like it so much, guys. So that is good. Let's move on. Like, we're gonna look at an agency which is not so good of a landing page. So we landed on an agency landing page, brighter digital experiences. So that is kind of vague. When you have a vague headline, that doesn't mean anything, but you want to be clear. You want to be, oh, this is the branding and stuff. Branding is not that. We covered the branding on the branding section. That's all about branding. But this is really vague. And if you have this and you run ads to a landing page like this, your conversion rate will be below 1%. So they are running the ads to this page. And if you're running ads to a landing page, this is not a proper landing page. This is a website. They're running ads to a proper website. So I cannot get rid of this right now. Cool. Okay. So the first call to action is nothing but a video view. Look at this. I have to watch the video and I don't know how this video is going to help me. So I need a digital marketing agency. I have this burning desire to sign up. I have a brand new business and I want an agency to take care of my marketing. But now they're not doing this. So explore our journey. What is your journey, guys? Why should I care about your journey? I need a digital marketing agency. Luminary, you're doing a bad job, guys. Skill up your landing page game. Cool. So we have some case studies. That is good. But see how we make it work. Still, I don't know what you guys... How can I contact you for this information? So if I go down, the header actually disappears, which is not good. The header should be sticky as well. So it's not sticky. Let's take a look at inspect and show play reel. Guys, this is 1 out of 10 landing page. So if you ask them, probably the CEO will say, oh, this is, the brand. We don't do the hard sell. Or no, guys, this is a poor landing page. Let's take a look at another example. This is not awful by any means. This is all right. The reason being is we have a video in the background. This will just make it load slower, but still you can see it's a little bit pixelated. The reason being is they want to make it load fast. And you can see we have 2 call to action, and this kind of confuses me. The reason it confuses me because they all mean the same thing. Request a proposal and schedule a meeting, and both of them are going to lead to a meeting. So I'm kind of confused, right? But they make sure the number one goal is to request a proposal. This is a little bit more visible and really visible, basically. So if I click on this, a pop-up will come up. Cool, that is good. They have a couple of different places they operate that I know what they do. They're a digital marketing agency, and it is perfectly clear cut what they do. If I request a proposal and they're using above the fold call to action, that leads to a form. So if I go down, let's see, I know what they offer. Agency, cool. We go down, focus areas, that's nice. So they have a lot of good sections. A little bit more social proof will be good. FAQs, and at the bottom there is a form as well. So that they're doing a great job, guys. By the way, as I said, they are all fine. Meaning, if I click on a call to action button and it drags me all the way to here, that is fine too. Or if they do a pop-up like these guys, 23 Digital, that is still fine. So there's no one way or the other. The only thing is above the fold forms work a little bit better. So if I click here, bam, if I click on schedule a meeting, it probably pop up a Calendly form. Yes, there's a Calendly, and cool. So let's see another example. Clearwater Agency. Actually, one of my friends works there. Let's see this form. Transforming Australian businesses with digital marketing. That's good. So really specific, not an American agency, because Aussie people, Australian people, they like to support their nation, their businesses. They don't like American businesses as much. So transforming Australian businesses, there's a good selling point here. And we have the awards right here. So I would make these awards a little bit more visible. This one kind of blends in. Speak with an award-winning strategist. That is really good. So I can, once I touch this, click on this button, get in touch, a pop-up comes up. This is above the fold call to action that leads to a form. That is pretty good. And again, I would make this a little bit less cluttered, this text here. And again, we have if they're in an urge to call you, they can call you here as well. Let's take a look at inspect this on a mobile. Yes, perfect. I can still see this, and I click on this and pop-up will come up. Perfectly fine, and the pop-up came up. So let's X out of this and see what what else they have to offer. Cool, we go down, powered by humans, fueled by data. This doesn't mean anything, so I would change this all together. They have these awards, that's really good. Maybe bullet point by bullet point. Guys, try to avoid cluttered text like this. Try to avoid on anywhere. If it's a Facebook ads copy, Google ads copy, landing page copy, always avoid this, because when you see a cluttered text, people be like, oh, it's too much. But if you break it down, people go, oh, okay, just bullet point by bullet point. It's just psychological thing that people prefer to read it when it's like that. That's good. We've been transferring with Mercedes, really big brands they've been working with. Their services, strategy, SEO, paid media, website, creative, social media. That's cool. Multi-channel digital marketing strategy. Client case studies. That's really good. You can read the case studies, how they improved certain case stuff. Creative design, blast through everything we do. That's perfect. Another form, if you haven't clicked yet, so you can go down. And perfect. That's a good landing page, guys. Maybe I would make it a little bit longer. Any like people who are there working like a C class people, meaning C-level switch, CTO, CEO, CMO. Who are they? Why should I, am I in the right hands to answer that question? That's pretty good as well. These are all websites that we just covered, guys, not specific landing pages. Just one of them was specific landing page that you cannot navigate anywhere else. The other ones was landing page. I could actually navigate to other places, which is usually a common theme with agencies specifically and real estate businesses. They can navigate other places. You can take that out, take this top part out, but usually if you want to invest in like a high ticket place, they want to explore a little bit, but there's usually going to be a leakage here. So a lot of people maybe go to awards, and this is called leakage. So meaning I leaked from the main landing page, basically. So some people prefer to take this out, some people prefer to keep it, but if you ask me, if the whole goal is to generate leads, take this out. And we covered Tyson's 40s, and you can see he doesn't have the sticky menu. The only goal is to watch the video, gain trust, and book a session. That's pretty cool. We know what we want to do. So you have the idea. Hope it was clear, guys. All right, see you in the next one.